Voice is power, and Tasliym unlocks it in everyone she meets. From the Chester Upland School Board to Voice of Witness, she turns whispers into rallying cries.
When you speak about Chester Upland School District and Delco Juvenile Legal Services, you really can't pick between the two. They're both my favorite because they rely on one another, right? If we don't have an adequate school district, we will have more of our babies inside of the juvenile legal system, right? The more children that we educate, the more children that we pour into, the more children that we love on, the less children we have to cry over. So that's why I try to stay situated in those two spaces.
Her own journey taught her that silence isn't an option when justice is at stake. Now, she amplifies the voices that others try to silence.
I started my education here in Chester Upland, first, second, third grade. My mom homeschooled me for kindergarten and pre-K. When we got to Virginia and I got to 8th grade, I realized what tracking was. So down south, they track the students based on your zip code. Up here, they fund based on your zip code. But down there, they actually tell you what you can do based on your zip code. So all my elementary, middle school, honor roll student, A student, I get to 8th grade, and I noticed that a lot of children from my 7th grade class were not in my 8th grade class. Like, my 8th grade class was predominantly African American, when 7th grade was a mixture of us, right? So when I got to lunch, I had asked one of my classmates, Holly, that I didn't see all day. I was like, let me see your schedule. So she gave me her schedule. I realized that she had like Spanish, pre-algebra, pre-earth biology. Their schedule was completely different from mine. I had general mathematics. I didn't have Spanish. So I went down to my counselor and I asked her, why does my schedule look so different? And she was like, you know, this is a vocational track. And I was like, I didn't ask to be put in a vocational track. Nobody asked me, whatever. So I said, please call my mother. So then I called my mother up to the school and I was like, I don't want to be on this track. Like, no one asked me. And she was like, well, it was an automatic attrition. Is that the word? It was automatic, like based on our zip codes, poverty lines. These students weren't supposed to be able to graduate with honor diplomas. We were supposed to get vocational. And my mom was just like, well, I don't understand. You're going to do good in the classes either way. And at that time, I wanted to be the first black woman on the Supreme Court. And I told my mom, I said, either you want me to be the paralegal or you want me to be the judge. And she's like, yeah, my baby want to be the judge. And so that one moment changed everything else for me in high school. Because once I got to high school and I had my AP classes, and there were very few African Americans in my classroom once I got to high school. And because of that, I was able to go into the world with a different view of other people than what my classmates and the people that lived in my neighborhood were able to go into, which helped me a lot when I moved to New York and I had to be around different people who didn't think like me or didn't look like me. So that was the moment for me, 7th grade on to 8th grade.
Tonight, we honor a force of nature who embodies our Franciscan spirit, proving that when one voice rises, it lifts an entire community with it.